All right, we're looking at a Sunday Clues by Sam, which I think they're supposed to be harder on Sundays, maybe at the end of the week, but I'm not entirely sure. This one does say difficulty hard, so I don't want to play the tutorial. Difficulty hard. Let's start the puzzle. Zoe is one of 3 criminals below Henry. Well, Henry's here. There's 3 criminals below Henry, so I mean, we don't even really need to know that Zoe's one of them. We just need to know there's 3 because it's all 3 of the people down there. Okay. Exactly 1 innocent above Nancy is neighboring Erwin. So 1 innocent above Nancy is neighboring. So Isaac and Anna are 1 of each. Okay. Cool. 1 of the 4 innocents neighboring Floyd is below Chad. There's 4 innocents neighboring Floyd. 1 of them is below Chad. So that's got to be Gus or Kevin. They are also 1 of each. Okay, an odd number of innocents above Tom, neighbor Floyd. An odd number of innocents above Tom, neighbor Floyd. So Anna, Erwin, and Isaac are above Tom and neighbor Floyd. An odd number of them are innocents. Well, we know one of Anna and Isaac is, so Erwin has to be a criminal. Otherwise, you'd have 2 innocents. That is an even number. An odd number of innocents on the edges, neighbor me. So that's Ben, Anna, Isaac. Again, we know one of Anna and Isaac is innocent, so Ben likewise has to be a criminal in order to avoid having 2 innocents. Julie and Lisa share an odd number of innocent neighbors. Julie and Lisa share an odd number of innocent neighbors. Well, their neighbors in common are Gus, Kevin, and Rose. Same type of deal. Gus and Kevin are 1 of each. If Rose were innocent, there'd be 2 innocents. Rose must be a criminal. Zoe and Erwin have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Zoe and Erwin have an equal number of criminal. Well, Zoe already has 2, could have at most 3. So Zoe's gonna have 2 or 3. Erwin has 2 already. Can have at most 3. So Floyd and Julie are either both innocent, and Zena's innocent, or one of them is they're 1 of each, and Zena's a criminal. Zoe and Erwin have an equal number of criminal neighbors. And that's the only clue, unless I mistakenly hid one of the other ones. Equal number of Zoe has 2, could have 3. Erwin has 2. So Floyd and Julie can, I mean, at most 1 of them, but it's not necessarily 1 of each because they could both be innocent if Zena were innocent, right? Okay, well, let's see. 3 criminals below Henry. We did that. 1 innocent above Nancy is neighboring Erwin. 1 innocent above Nancy is neighboring Erwin. That's these 2 are 1 of each. Okay, yep. 1 of 4 innocents neighboring Floyd. Oh, there's 4 innocents neighboring Floyd. See, I hid that. I got the thing, and then I didn't. There's 4 innocents neighboring Floyd. So Chad, there's 1 over here. There's 1 here. That's 1, 2, 3. Julie is innocent. Yeah, that was silly. I got a little hide happy. Hiding the clues. Okay, now we can hide that one. And we know. Okay, so Floyd and Zena are the same. Actually, I'm gonna mark them. I usually mark when it's 1 of each, but Floyd and Zena are actually the same. There's an odd number of criminals neighboring Lisa. Lisa has an odd number of criminals. Well, there's 1, 2. These 2 are 1 of each. That's 3. Henry has to be innocent, therefore. Okay, there are more innocents than criminals in column C. Well, we know there's 2 of each right now. More innocent than criminals. So Zena has to be innocent, which means Floyd is innocent. Okay, very nice. Only 1 of the 4 innocents neighboring Julie is Nancy's neighbor. Neighboring Julie. There's 4 innocents neighboring Julie. 1 is Nancy's neighbor. So Isaac and Pam are also 1 of each. But neighboring Julie. Floyd, 1 of these 2. And 1 of these 2. It's 1, 2, 3. Nancy has to be the other innocent. Yes, okay. Let's look down here. Rose has more innocent neighbors than Ben. Rose has more innocent neighbors than Ben. Well, Rose, we don't really know yet. Ben has 2. Again, we don't really know. It could be 2, 3, or 4. Rose, okay. Vicky and Ben have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Vicky and Ben have an equal number of criminal neighbors, but we don't know how many criminal neighbors they each have. Okay, so we know Isaac and Pam are one of each. So Anna and Pam are the same. Is that helpful? One of the four innocents neighboring Julie is Nancy's neighbor, so that's one of these two. Okay, Vicky and Ben have an equal number of criminal neighbors. I'm gonna mark this yellow. It doesn't. So it's these two and it's these two. Pam and Anna are the same. Okay, Rose has more innocent neighbors than Ben. So Anna and Pam are the same, right? So that's helpful because we can kind of just not really consider them as neighbors. They just sort of cancel each other out, right? Whether they're both criminals, they're both innocents. It doesn't really matter because Rose and Ben have the same. So Rose, innocent neighbors. Rose has 2 innocent neighbors at this point. And we're excluding Pam from the discussion. So 2 could have Kevin or Vicky, or both. Ben has 2, and we're ignoring Anna. So actually, Ben has 2. If Gus is innocent, Ben will have 3, but Kevin will be guilty. So Gus and Kevin are opposites. So it's kind of it's not quite the same as Pam. So we can ignore Pam and Anna. Rose has 2, Ben has 2. One of them will have another one, and the other one won't. So if Rose gets Kevin as an innocent neighbor, Ben will have no more. Gus will be criminal, and Ben can't pick up a third one. So Gus cannot be innocent. Gus has to be a criminal. No, wait. Kevin has to be a criminal, is what I was going to say. Kevin can't be logically. It says that I can't do that, but I think that's right. So Rose, has more innocent neighbors than Ben. I was thinking they had the same. Has more innocent neighbors than Ben. Right. So if Gus is innocent, Rose will need 4. I still think it works. Because Pam and Anna are equal, so they cancel each other out. So if Kevin is a criminal, Gus will be innocent. Ben will have 3, possibly 4. And Rose will need to have more than that. So Rose will need to have 4, not including Pam, which would include Kevin. But Kevin would be a criminal. I don't think Kevin can be a criminal. Did I just choose the wrong way? I think I just chose the wrong way. Okay. Kevin is innocent because he has to have more. I think it was the more versus equal thing. That's what I messed up. Okay, well, anyways, Gus is a criminal. Okay, Ben's going to have 2 or 3. Rose has 3 or 4. So whether Vicky is innocent or not, Rose is going to have more. So we can go with that. Okay, Zoe and Nancy have an equal number. And I think we can get rid of that one. Have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Zoe and Nancy. Zoe has 2 criminal neighbors. Nancy has... We know these are one of each. So there's 1 criminal neighbor. So these have to be one of each as well. Okay. So we need to go back to some of these. Vicky and Ben have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Vicky and Ben. Well, we know Ben has 2, possibly 3, but same situation. Anna and Pam are the same. So Vicky, we can ignore Anna and Pam. So Ben has 2 besides Anna. Vicky needs to have 2 besides Pam. So Tom has to be a criminal, which means Vicky is innocent. There we go. Nancy and Chad have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Nancy, is going to have 2. So Chad has to have 2. Already has 2. Diana's innocent. There are 11 innocents in total. I do my laundry daily. I think clean sheets are the scariest. 11 innocents total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Pam and Anna are the same, so that has to be 10 and 11. And Isaac is a criminal. There we go. All right, let's see. Let's finish reading the story. How do you get them so white? What's your secret? They even smell nice. How are the sheets in prison? Good question, Isaac, because you're a criminal, so you're probably going to be in prison. I promise to visit you in prison. You can borrow my sheets. Very nice. Okay, there we go. Cool. Well, I kind of misread a clue and I hit a clue early, so I sort of made it harder on myself than it should have been. But so there you go. That was today's Clues by Sam. Let me know if your name showed up in the grid and whether you were a criminal or an innocent and how your solve went today. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.